Savor the moment.
Sip the story.
Welcome to Wuxiaworld's Teahouse. I'm your host, Yojj.
And I'm Tokki.
Welcome back, folks. It's a fresh start to the month, and boy, are things hitting up.
Yup, especially here in the sunny streets of LA.
Well, I was gonna draw a clever analogy between the rising temperatures and our hot new novels, but hey, let's talk about the weather if you want.
Actually, nah. Let's cut to the chase and talk about the real deal. The exciting launches this month. Woo!
You got it. First up, brace yourselves for tomed off troubled times. Picture this: a guy gets sucked into a Wuxiaworld, battling foes while navigating some seriously sticky political situations, all while trying to find his way back home. And oh, there's this pesky tome in the sky that spills everyone's achievements. Translated by Tiptoe, Tome of Troubled Times will be hitting the site on May 10th.
And next in line, we've got Regressor Can Make Them All dropping on May 17th. Our goofball editor, Sai, claims it's like overgeared, but with fewer chapters. I'd still take that with a grain of salt, though. He has no idea if there's any relation besides blacksmithing. If it doesn't live up to the hype, let me know so I can go hunt him down for false advertisement. But still, make sure to support translator Kyokon and Regressor Can Make Them All.
And last but not least, mark your calendars for May 24th when The Mirror Legacy makes its grand entrance. Think Sims 4 Legacy Challenge meets Eastern Fantasy kind of thing? If you're into multi generational sagas and top notch character development, this one's for you. Translated by Crow, get ready for some serious reading satisfaction with The Mirror Legacy.
So there you have it, guys. Make sure to clear your schedules and get ready for a wild ride with The Tome of Troubled Times, Regressor Can Make Them All, and The Mirror Legacy. And hey, don't forget to leave those glowing reviews, because Karma Point sent you one.
Now back to Etvo, Part 2. Whew, man, it's been 2 weeks already? Nice having you with us again, Etvo.
Woohoo! Hey everyone! Good to be here again.
Yes, welcome back, Etvo.
If you have yet to listen to our last episode, make sure you check it out. A lot of good stuff in it, yeah?
Yeah.
So, Etvo, welcome back. How was your trip down memory lane since last episode we were talking about your past? What'd you think of it?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. I love sharing how the scene came to be and just talking about all the good old days. I don't know.
That's
There's a lot of
awesome.
fun memories and a lot of experiences.
Well, today we're going to be talking about your present and your future. So, go for it, Toki.
Okay, so tell us about your new novel, Stargate.
Yes! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about it.
Me too.
Stargate
I'm a
launched.
reader.
Oh my gosh, you are?
Yep.
Oh, yay! That makes me happy. Stargate launched last December, mid-December, and it is, readers are loving it. It is my first platinum author that I'm working on. So on the
Whoa.
Chinese sites, I guess the most popular authors are known as the platinum authors.
Yeah.
So this is the first platinum author that I've worked on, and that kind of, it's a new career high. And when Stargate was actively updating on TDN, it was always number one or, never fell out of the top three all site.
Really?
So it was heavily, heavily, heavily popular in the Chinese scene. And just judging from the reader feedback in the English scene, readers seem to love it as well. We're sitting
Oh,
at
I'm
a
loving it.
98. Oh, thank you. We're sitting at a 98% review rating across, I think, almost 40 reviews. So,
Wow, that's a lot. That's high.
oh yeah, yay!
Okay.
What?
No. Can you do it again?
What? Did I freeze again?
Yeah, you froze. Can you repeat that?
Or Toki, you messing with me?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
I
I'm not
froze
messing
again.
with you.
Didn't I?
Yep.
Again?
Yes,
Again?
you
I
did.
froze again?
Yes, you did. Cryogenic froze. Yep.
Motherfucking Riverside just breaking up all our mood today.
Deep breaths.
So, Edfo,
Yes.
I feel like I need to like just pause every time I talk. So your novel Stargate has nothing to do with SG-1, right? Stargate Atlantis, Stargate SG-1?
Oh my gosh.
No?
So my readers have memed about this
Chapter
to death.
4.
It has nothing to do with Stargate Atlantis. And I always say I have the best readers. We
Uh-huh.
have great banter in the comments and the Discord channel, but there are like 10,000 memes of Stargate
Oh,
and
really?
Stargate Atlantis. No, they're not related. In fact, when I wrote out the novel title, I made sure to put that space between Star and
Uh-huh.
Gate, so it wasn't as immediately as super obvious. But yeah, I try to differentiate.
And I know that you had to like explain it again in your translator thoughts on chapter 4 or 5 that no, this is not Stargate Atlantis. It's not related. It's a completely different novel.
Ooh, what a pity.
Yeah. Just folks were having a lot of fun.
Oh, okay. So it's not about
Yeah.
Stargate SG-1 or Stargate Atlantis. Then, for the reader's sake, do you want to read the synopsis so that the readers know what it's about?
For sure. It's a great novel that I really think everyone should check out. But the synopsis, as according to me, I rewrote the synopsis
Oh.
because the synopsis of Chinese novels tend to be really cryptic and unhelpful.
Oh.
So,
Like one-liners?
yeah, like one or two liners that have nothing to do with the novel.
Okay.
So, Stargate is written by Eagle Eats Chicken, and its traditional martial cultivation and a budding society of arcane abilities clash in modern Soul City. Are the tried and true paths better, or are flashy arts of overwhelming power the new world order? Li Hao is dragged out of normality by a song and the death of his childhood friend. Thrown into a war between old and new, he must decide which path to walk. Little do others know that the young man with an easy smile is the textbook definition of playing a pig to eat the tiger. It's not a matter of finding those who hurt him, but how much he'll make them pay. What will it be? Chi or magic? But why do decisions always have to be black and white? Can't he mix his own shade of gray? And you guys should all definitely check it out.
Woohoo! Have you ever considered being like an audiobook narrator? Because your voice
Wait,
is
let me just
unbelievable while you're
interrupt
reading
you
it.
right there because the reason
Thank
why I
you.
start the reason why I checked Stargate out is because one day I was on Discord and then I saw like the voice channel was open and then I was like, oh, what's that? And I entered it and she was doing a reading of Stargate that time, and I was like,
Wait,
she
that
sounds
was
you
like
caught the
an
reading.
audiobook. Like this is an audiobook.
right? It was amazing.
I
I
think it was
have a
last
hard time
year.
listening like to audiobooks because
Okay, so
Thank you so
going
much.
back to Stargate.
Yes.
What kind of a person is the main character, Li Hao?
So Li Hao is a boy who was just a regular student, very much like me back in the day, and he's going through life, going to school when his best friend is mysteriously murdered under circumstances that no one else could see but him. So we have a regular guy who suddenly gets pulled out of his very regular life, and one wants to figure out what the heck is going on. Why did no one else see what he saw? And two, he wants revenge. He wants revenge for his friend, and also his friend tried to give him a warning before he died. So number three, Li Hao wants to try to protect himself and make sure he didn't die. So that's Stargate from Li Hao's perspective. And then the greater world at large is that we're all familiar with martial cultivation since a lot of our readers read Xianxia, and this is the major genre of the scene. But what's really cool and different in Stargate is that not only do you have martial cultivation, but it's actually kind of the older, obsolete system. Magical powers, supernatural abilities, are the other system, and then they're on the rise, and they're the newcomer, the hotshots. So we have a natural clash between two cultivation systems and trying to reconcile that too. So I find that very interesting.
Okay.
okay, so you know how you were just talking about Li Hao being kind of like your ordinary guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then if you were to cast an actor for this character, who would it be?
Oh my
Please,
gosh.
someone hot?
Wow.
Yojj is thirsty.
Yeah, you got someone hot?
Not necessarily someone hot, I think, because Li Hao is more known for he appears as this very innocent guy. Bashful, simple, doesn't know
Uh-huh.
much, but he is totally putting on an act, and he's
Oh.
totally hitting his enemies where it really hurts when it counts.
Uh-huh.
So
I
I don't know.
kind
I
of
need,
pictured him as a slinky Asian kid, like
yeah,
typical school kid you will see coming out from school. Yeah.
I think so too. Yeah.
I think I did
And yeah,
too.
typical school kid, but then he is absolutely vicious and ruthless when he fights.
Oh.
Okay.
And when I say he hits them
Okay.
where it really hurts, I think my readers will know what I mean. There's a move called the hand that brings back life. Um, let's just say I think the guys out there will wince in a lot of pain when they see that move in action.
Ooh, I think
Oh.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And that's not something I want to be hit by, I'd rather be hit by a truck. Hit me with a truck instead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
You
I
gotta
love
read
how we
it.
all just went
I'm
like,
not spoiling anything else, but
ooh.
Yep.
yeah, it's painful.
Oh, dear. The character development in Stargate is like superb, and that's probably why it's like a platinum novel. I would
Mm.
assume because there's a lot of novels that the character development for the supporting characters is not really
Mm.
there. But then the more I read Stargate, is like everyone has their own story, and then it's like it's really been being mentioned. It's not like mentioned in passing, but
Mhm.
it's like properly mentioned. So like everyone has a
It
lore.
continues to
Yeah.
play a role in the story as well. I think that's definitely the character building is one of the reasons why it's a platinum novel. But I think one of the biggest reasons is that Eagle Eats Chicken is known for his amazingly huge and massive updates every single day. So
Oh.
your typical Chinese chapter is about 3,000 characters long. Well, this
Wow, that's so
guy,
long.
but this guy, okay, he does 8,000 to like 14,000 characters per chapter. Yeah.
Jesus, so
Wow.
And
long.
that was actually one of my most unexpected challenges of translating Stargate.
Uh-huh.
Because there's no way I can update that twice a day,
No.
14,000
No.
No,
characters
that's
plus 10,000? This
unbelievable.
is not happening. No, no, no.
No way.
And so I have to end up splitting the chapters. And I do. I split them about, 3,000, give or take. Sometimes like 3,300, or maybe sometimes just touching 3,000. It just depends on where the story ends. And that's actually a difficult part to identify. Like, where can I cut off in a chapter
Uh-huh.
to make a regular length chapter? And just to even out the reading experience. Yeah, to make it more consistent. Because people
that I
love
agree
going
with.
from an 8,000 character chapter to a 14,000. People love getting longer chapters. No one's gonna like going from a 10,000 to like a 4,000. We do that sometimes too.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I think consistency is the name of the game.
Oh.
And I've talked about this a lot. So in Stargate, the official chapter count is 600 or something like that. But just
Yep.
character count wise, it's a regular, novel that's over 2,000 chapters.
Uh-huh.
So,
Wow.
uh,
I can't believe it's that long per chapter.
yeah.
I believe you
That's
touched that on your
unbelievable.
translator thoughts in one of your chapters. You touched on that subject.
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
Yep.
Because
And
You absolutely
and
did.
when I was reading that translator thoughts that you left, I was baffled. I was like, but that chapter was really long just now.
yeah, right.
You mean you shortened
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
I'm not, cutting a 3,000 character chapter into like, 4 paragraphs per update. That's nonsense. I'm just making them regular length chapters because if I didn't do that, it's not like we would get, 20,000 characters a day. We would
Yeah.
get
That's
like
impossible.
yeah, we would get like I would do like one chapter and I would take a break for 3 days because that's how much you would
Oh,
get in
God.
4 days or something like that. So
Yeah.
I don't think, yeah.
I mean, as a translator myself, it takes me around 3 hours to finish a 2,000 English word chapter.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 to 3 hours, depending on the complexity of the translation.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't imagine like doing a 6,000 word chapter, like one chapter with like 6,000 English words, because that's going to take me like, I don't know, like half a day to finish probably. And
Yeah.
Oh,
I probably won't
that's
be able to do that
unbelievable.
unless like someone chains me in their basement and just feeds me stale bread and like tells me you're not getting any food unless you don't finish your chapter. That's probably the only way I'll be able to get like daily chapters out.
Right.
You
And
mean unless you do finish your chapter, right?
Yeah, because um so
Because you said unless you don't finish your chapter.
oh yeah, I mean unless I do oopsie.
Let's take a quick pause and talk about a different novel for real quick before we continue on with the episode. In a world where nightmares become reality, Tao of Bizarre Immortal emerges as a chilling fusion of cultivation and Lovecraftian horror. Written by Foxtail Quill, China's 2024 New Author of the Year, this gripping tale follows a paranoid schizophrenic through a lawless and perilous realm. Each page leaves you questioning what is real. Every chapter deepens the mystery. Tao of Bizarre Immortal, a journey that will haunt your thoughts long after you turn the final page. Dive into the unknown, experience the terror. Read Tao of Bizarre Immortals now. Translated many novels in your past 9 years. Do you think Stargate was similar to any of the novels that you have worked on? Like, do you think compared to other novels, it's easier in a sense?
I will say, translating, like, the job will definitely get easier once you do more of it. You're more experienced. You have more of a word bank to draw off of. You know how to handle idioms or puns or jokes and stuff like that. That part's definitely easier. If Stargate is similar to my other novels, I think no, because the novels I've
Oh.
done really reflect my philosophy when I founded Folair Novels. All of my novels have been pretty different.
Oh.
Yeah, none of them are that similar. So, Sovereign of the Three Realms was your typical Shinsha, and then I segued into Necropolis Immortal, which was a dystopian, apocalyptic Shinsha.
Yeah.
It was totally different. And now I am on Stargate, I guess is maybe, you know, a mix of old meets new and a clash of cultivation systems. And I've also done a court drama, like harem drama novels, which was Return of the Swallow. And oh, by the way, I think I might be the only translator who's ever been written into her novels. So
Oh,
I have
really?
Really?
yeah. Yeah, I have a cameo in Necropolis Immortal.
Wow.
And
No
yeah.
way.
And
That's unbelievable.
I also have a cameo in Return of the Swallow. She's actually the second female lead.
You have
So,
two cameos?
You guys, yeah. And you'll be able to recognize them because
Ew.
the names are the same and the characteristics are the same.
Oh, really? Wait,
Wow.
that was
What an
that
honor.
was like you were like I was mentioned not once but twice in two different novels.
That is such a big honor.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
They're two different authors, right?
Two different authors. Yeah.
I mean,
Jeez, wow.
my author's probably going to write about me if he hears about what I say, you know, but in a not in a nice way, probably. You
To
know?
curse you out.
Yeah, in a dishonorable way. Yeah.
Tokki might be side character number 1 to die first.
Oh boy.
Yeah, or he'll probably write me as a dog or something. Yeah. A dog named Tokki. Tokki is rabbit, by the way, in Korean. So it's like a dog named rabbit, you know.
That could be a cute name.
Okay, so moving on.
So,
Yes.
do you think there are any particular challenges in translating that people who want to start translating might want to be careful about?
Oh, for sure. Definitely. I think one of the biggest challenges of our sphere of translating is that it differs from, I guess, translating that people are more familiar with, in the sense that when we translate, let's say, legal documents or manuals or medical stuff, it's sometimes it's very much of a cut and paste. Like, there are certain ways that you treat terms, and that is what you do all the time. You don't deviate from the source material. It's just kind of plug and play sometimes. But because what we do, I describe it as creative writing, because we are translating the emotions and the actions behind the novels that we do, as opposed to strictly, going on autopilot and converting from language A to language B. Because that, I feel, that would give you a history book. And who wants to read a history book? We're reading these novels for fun, for enjoyment. And so there's a lot of translator discretion that goes on when we translate. I think translators have to be really judicious about what they include.
Agreed.
If, say, a line is being repeated for the third or fourth time, then this is where you have to exercise some judgment and maybe reword the second sentence. So, reword the second sentence so it's not a strict repeat, and then consider deleting the third and fourth instances. Or like, let's say a treasure name is 12 characters long. But in English, that would be horrifically repetitive and not very enjoyable to read. So that sort of stuff is where a translator really shines. But then content-wise too, there's also a lot of adjustments and modifications that I think we should be keeping in mind. Like, racial sensitivity, I think, is a pretty big one.
Ooh, Tokki needs a lot of hints of that. Tokki needs all the help he can get there, so
I sure do.
fill all the hints and teas that you can give him.
In Asia, I think a lot of countries are, I'm gonna, just do a generalization. It's like 99% homogenous. So growing up in an environment like that gives you a very different take on, and different perspective and exposure than, say, the West, where it's much more diverse. So I think one of the classic examples I think of is from one of my novels from way back called Return of the Swallow, where the main character had 2 dogs, and their names in Chinese were Da Hei and Da Bai. So that translates directly to big white and big black.
Okay.
So obviously, this is also where a translator has to really prove their worth in that that's not a very good name in English, I would say, for a pet. They make perfect sense in Chinese, and it's totally normal. But like in English, it'd be like, yeah, my dog is big black. I'm like, okay.
Oh, no,
okay,
no.
so that won't fly. Then what can I do? If I just go on autopilot and I say, okay, the dog's names are Blackie and Whitey, ooh, that is rather insensitive and rather unaware in English. No, that's not very good.
Imagine if I go right. Why?
I know.
Why is it?
It's just one of those things you have to keep in mind. So eventually, the way I treated it, and this ties more into my translating philosophy as well, I don't like to really directly translate things. I like to translate the meaning behind them more.
Right.
So the 2 dogs, they are foodies. They love to eat. And I eventually settled on the names Salt and Pepper, as opposed to
that's so
any mention
cute.
of color.
That's
Because,
super
well, salt
creative.
and pepper is also black and white.
Yeah.
And it has ties in with food. And so it touches on everything that the author wanted to convey in an appropriate way.
Uh-huh.
That is so
That's so
Salt and
creative.
pepper.
And I
love
think
it.
that's where we really shine as translators. And actually, what Yojj was saying on, like, the hit of relevance is what I often go for. There's a saying often found in Chinese, and it translates directly to their heart grew cold. 心凉了. So when I say that in English, people might be like, okay, is he dying or what? Their heart's growing cold, their body's growing cold. Okay. But if you were to translate the sentiment behind it, the English saying would be something more like, the bottom dropped out of their stomach. That's what they mean. And these areas, that this is where a translator, this is our job and this is what we need to be doing, as opposed to making readers pause and be like, what? Is someone dying? Their heart's growing cold. Like, what's up? They should be using the saying that delivers the full meaning and the full emotions to the scene. But that's just my philosophy.
Oh yeah, I completely agree with you, because A lot of I notice a lot of the idioms that we use in Asia does not really
Mm-hmm.
translate very
Mm-hmm.
well in the West.
For
So
sure. Like,
I mean, one thing I try to do is like try to leave a reference note on the original translation, like literal translation, and just kind of explain like
mm-hmm.
it had to be reworded like this because it doesn't make sense in English. But if you want to know the original, like here you go, knock yourself out.
Mm-hmm. For sure. It's definitely a lot of different ways of doing that.
Peek into the future with Etvo's crystal ball.
Oh my gosh.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
So we talked about past, we talked about your present, like Toki said, into the future. Where do you think web novels will go from here? Do you think AI will one day take over translation?
Well, AI is definitely the hot topic right now. For me, I think AI will be a tool if it ever gets up there. I think I don't know. I haven't been really following the ChatGPT news, but as of the time of recording, I think I was seeing some news about how ChatGPT was getting really weird with responses and throwing out some gibberish.
Yeah.
So definitely some kinks still to work out there. But I think just the nature of what we do will make it so that machines are hard, will be hard. We'll find it hard to replace us entirely because we translate novels. So we're not really copying pasting one language to another. So for stuff like easy news articles or contracts, stuff that follows a format and a template, I think machines will be able to replace the translating there. But because web novels deal more
Oh,
with
okay.
relationships and the interactions between people.
Especially because, like, like you've been saying, translators can bring color into the words. Like, they take what is written in the original language and you color it in a way that will work in the new language that's been translated into and still convey the same thing. And like you said, machine translator just doesn't take all of that into context.
So I think that it's the challenge to translators is that we always need to be improving and always need to be on top of our game and always be a
That's
better writer. We can't just rest on our laurels and just kick back and be like, yeah, nah, because machines keep improving.
So do you think like
I agree with
some
that. Yeah.
translators could get fleshed out?
Oh, flushed out?
Yeah.
I guess turnover is natural in any industry. People who get burned out because our work is a daily grind of the twice daily updates
Yep.
at the very minimum. And just people, get other priorities in life or they want to do other stuff in life. So there'll definitely be a churn there. And just I guess, yeah, people
That's a
who
fair
try
take.
this life and realize it's just too much, it's too hard, it's not what they signed up for. Because in Necropolis Immortal, that was actually one of the harder novels I had to translate because the author made a lot of reference, an accurate reference. He wasn't making stuff up. He was making a lot of references to Chinese mythology, feng shui, and Taoism.
Oh
I had
yeah.
to do so much research for that. I
Oh,
just researched, I think, 3 or 4 hours just
oh
for
my,
20 characters.
What?
Yeah, for
no
20
way.
characters.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
So that is the type of stuff that will definitely turn folks out of the system, for sure.
Oh yeah. The commitment level is different.
Hmm.
Since we're in like asking you about your future plans and like what you think of the future, have you ever considered writing your own novel?
I have been asked this quite a few times as well, and I have a few outlines and even a chapter one
Oh.
or two here or there.
Oh.
So that's definitely always been on
Oh
my
really?
mind. But I don't know. I guess right
Okay.
now my focus is more on sharing these novels with the rest of the world.
If you do write one, we would love to be the first to know about it. We'll even
Oh,
promote you on our podcast.
yay, will do.
Hey Yoj.
What?
Hey Yoj.
What?
I think we have to get her autograph and then we kind of have to suck up to her. So
Okay.
by the time she becomes like those platinum writers
Uh-huh.
on those platforms,
Uh-huh.
we can actually invite her back as a writer, you
I
know?
think how close the two of you have gotten
Right?
shit talking about me
Right?
today, I think we're set there.
Are we close, Etvo?
We are if you think so.
No, she doesn't think so.
Okay, I'll call you Dache from now on. Dache.
Wow, call me Dachi. We're not close, yo. Dachi
Dachi.
is like kind of like the Ajuma equivalent.
Oh,
No, no,
hey,
no, no,
at
no,
least
no,
it's not, he's
no.
not calling you E.T. with all the wrinkles.
Wait. I can't call you Jie, right? That's like
Yeah,
too kitty.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially
It
in
sounds
that,
too cute, and I'm not cute.
especially in
you
that
know?
tone.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think yeah.
All
Most
right.
people
I
just
mean,
go
that's how you
Jie.
kind of say it.
Hey, Jie, you know? That's more like Nuna, I think.
Yeah, it's like Etvo Jie, but that's too long now. Yeah.
You don't want to give her 12 characters in front of her name?
Oh, I mean, there are a few things you can say in Chinese to elevate, especially a female. It's like 女王大人, those kind of things. It's like empress or like very elevated. But I don't think she's into that. That's the thing.
Well, my readers do.
Do you like being elevated, Edvo?
It's all in good fun. I like bantering with my readers. So my readers like to call me
Okay.
the celestial fluff. The
Oh,
celestial
that's a
fluff.
cute
Huh?
name. I don't get it,
Yeah.
but that sounds cute.
I actually don't remember like where it developed from. I'd love a reminder, actually. Yeah, but
Well,
yeah, they're usually making
you
fun of me for
guys,
it though. There's it's
your community comes up with the craziest thing.
they're the best. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I saw in Discord there was a group chat. It was called Scintillating Giraffe, and I was like, "What the hell
What
is
is
this
that?
novel?"
And
Oh
then,
yeah. So on Discord,
Yeah, and then I click on it in Stargate. I'm like, "What?"
on Discord,
How?
all the novels have their own channels, and it's usually the novel name. But I think it started with my last novel, Necro was the acronym, and folks said something about oh my gosh, I forgot what it was. But it was like something FO, overlord, refinement, I don't know, whatever, something like that. So the crazy names started from there. And then when the channel was changed for Stargate, I was like, guys, we can't just have a boring, run-of-the-mill name. So give me ideas. And then folks started popping in ideas, and I really liked the combination of scintillating giraffe. And I was like, yep, that's Stargate. We are scintillating giraffes. Yeah.
I love that name. I love that.
I like it too.
Yeah, that was like top naming sense. Yeah.
Heck yes. Best readers. Their meme game is great. And
Mm.
they keep like crazy meme game wars going on in the comment section. I had to
Seriously?
write a translator note a few chapters back because
Uh-huh.
they were making like lewd jokes regarding Li Hao and his sword because there was a cultivation scene a while back that they just
No.
made it lewd,
Uh-huh.
and then the
No, really?
lewdness continued. And then we had the next couple of chapters were fights, and there were a lot of sword action, and they were just like, yeah, he stabbed forward, huh? That stroke, huh? And I'm like, oh my god. You guys stop!
Your
It's been like
readers
10 chapters!
sound
Stop!
amazing. Your readers sound amazing.
My readers are
Yes.
great.
Oh my god. It's time for our Would You Rather corner. You ready for it?
Okay, let's.
All right. So, our previous guest, Retired Penguin, has left you a delightful question. Question was,
So would you taste a pizza with actual cockroaches or a cockroach that tastes like pizza? It's it's a cockroach. No, not a pizza that looks like it's a cockroach that tastes exactly
Ew.
like pizza, but is a cockroach.
Ew. I'm a starve.
what
Thank
would you pick?
I'm a starve. Picking neither.
No, you gotta pick one.
Nope.
He left a voice note for you. He left a voice message
It
for
wasn't
you.
just cackling away.
You're like,
I'm gonna ping him on Discord right now. Be like, what kind of sick, twisted mind do you have, man?
Do it. Do it.
No.
Well,
I'm starving.
do you want to
seriously.
know? Do you want to know what his question was? Like
Sure.
what question we
What was
asked
his
him?
question?
We were like, do you want to be the MC of this novel or that novel?
Mm-hmm. And he gave
And
me
then-
yeah. I'm
yeah, and
pinging
he gave
him
you
on
that.
Discord right now. Retired penguin,
Yes, it
right?
was.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
retired
what kind
penguin.
of sick twisted mind are you, dude? Pinging him in the scintillating giraffe
Do
channel.
it.
Retired penguin. What kind of sick, twisted mind do you have? And then I'm telling my readers, everyone, refine him into bubble tea, which is another running joke. Or there is no next chapter.
You left out mine. You wrote kinda sick
The
twisted.
power.
Oh, whoops. See, I am so disturbed. There we go.
But you have to pick an answer.
Well, I
Yeah, you
picked.
still have to pick
I
an
said
answer.
I'm a
No,
star.
no, you gotta
Look,
pick
I'm
one.
a
You gotta
No,
pick
no.
one.
I'm a
It's
star.
either or.
Nope.
You gotta pick one.
Nope.
Come on, let's go.
Nope.
Let's see. What would I pick?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the cockroach that tastes like
Come on.
pizza.
Okay, fine. I'll pick the I'll pick the pizza because then I can pick the cockroaches off the
Oh,
pizza.
shit.
There we go.
That didn't occur to me.
Oh, that's
That didn't even
smart.
occur to me.
Yeah.
Do you know how often I pick off mushrooms from my pizza? I could totally have done that. Instead, I go with a cockroach that tastes like pizza. Oh man,
Yeah. Ew. No.
that was so smart.
Gross.
Wait, but won't you still have the essence of the cockroaches on your?
Yeah. I'll just eat the crust.
Oh, that's smart.
Scrape off
Damn.
the cheese, scrape off the. Okay, but what if the pizza was
Yeah.
like, the flour was ground cockroaches?
Oh, then I can't see them. Okay, so if it's a regular pizza and it's just cockroaches grounded in them, I guess I'll eat the pizza if I have to. Because, that's technically
Oh,
a,
that's
sense
actually
of,
really
a source
smart.
of protein, right?
Oh,
yeah, as long
man.
as, for me, it's seeing them. So I
Yeah.
could never pick the actual cockroach because I'm seeing the damn thing and I'm hearing the crunch and everything. Ew, no.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's very true. I changed my mind. I'm gonna go with the pizza with the actual cockroaches as well.
That's
I'll pick
actually
them off
really
as well.
smart.
That was. That was really smart.
Hey,
I am
Penguin,
Wow.
impressed.
Penguins responded. Penguin says, Tokki, anyone can criticize me except for you.
And he also said, I feel that I am unjustly accused.
Nope.
Okay,
Nope.
moving on. Now, since you have the power to tell your readers to turn Penguin into a bubble tea or there is no chapter, obviously that's power, we're going to give you the power to decide the next question for our next guest.
I am not.
It is your turn to leave a would you rather question for your next guest.
See, I am not nearly as twisted as Penguin, okay?
Think of the question Penguin left you.
No, I'm not doing that. He's gonna get his karma coming to him. I hope he gets his next chapter. He has to spend 4 hours researching 20 characters as well. Ha! I think my question would be, would you rather reincarnate as the most odious young master in your current novel, or would you rather transmigrate into the female lead? Assuming that the next
Oh.
guest is male. If the next guest is female, then swap the genders around.
Vice
Yep,
versa. Okay, so we're just going to switch the genders around. Okay. Or maybe we could do a gender bender as well.
Yeah, we could do that too.
That's a bit tame.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
bit
come
tame
on.
compared to a cockroach one.
No, see? Sick, twisted penguin. Giving penguins a bad name.
All right. As all good things, there's always an end. So, do you want to say goodbye to your listeners, readers, one last time? Promote Stargate.
Wait,
before
promote
you go?
Stargate one last time.
Yes! Come read
Yep.
Stargate. We have the funniest readers around, the best supporting cast, and an MC a main character that everyone is just kind of in awe of, and really painful martial techniques. It's a lot of fun, guys. I think you'll really like it.
All right, then. You heard her.
And yes, definitely thanks for having me on the podcast. And well, this is where I offer a cupped fist salute to everyone as we take our leave.
You heard her. That's it for today, folks.
That's it for today.
Woohoo!
Bye.
Success!
Bye. Next week on Wuxiaworld's Teahouse.
Hi everyone, I'm Banana Choco Pie. I have my novel on Wuxiaworld, Soul Land 5, The Rebirth of Tang San. It is already out. Yeah, check it out. It's really, really fun to translate, and I think it's going to be really fun to read as well. And I work with Penguin, so the fun
Oh.
becomes maybe 80% instead of 100%.
Any tea you want to spill on Penguin since
She
you're on?
just did. She said the fun is from 100% down to 80%.
Thanks for joining us on Wuxiaworld's Teahouse. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to hit the follow button to stay updated with our latest releases. If you want more tea, hop over to our social media or Discord, or send us an email if you want to spill tea. We'll be back every first and third Friday of the month. Check out our website, wuxiaworld.com. See you in the next episode. Bye!